Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, everybody. Welcome back to Lower Keys Living. Hope you're all having a great holiday. As I'm talking, keep an eye on the rod on the right side of your screen, the port side of my boat. I was out this particular day, super foggy, so didn't get out until the evening. Once the fog lifted a little bit, there were still some thick patches around. Had picked up some tuna in between the Kendrick and the Wilkes-Barre on my surface lures. Here I'm running a couple of diving lures. One on the right happens to be a 15-foot diving Nomad, navy blue in color. You can see there goes the rod, and watch, you'll see it really takes a dive right in here, and I'm right directly over the top of the Wilkes-Barre here at this particular moment. And again, it snaps, so whatever I had on there, I was targeting Wahoo out here. Had some friends with some luck with Wahoo at this particular, over the top of the Wilkes-Barre recently. They've been live chumming with pilchers and picking up Wahoo. I was trying with these diving lures out here because I've had some friends picking up Wahoo out here off of those as well. But this one, whatever had it, grabbed it and cut the line right off. Never stood a shot on that one. So lost that one, but I'm pretty sure just by the results afterwards that it was more than likely a Barracuda as a Wahoo. Because made a few more passes over on this particular evening before heading back in. I was getting word that things were fogging up, but it was got a couple of Barracuda that I had caught and landed on that trip. So this is coming back in across Cudjoe Bay, and you can see how thick the fog had come in. Apologize, the winds, everything was just dripping wet. The fog was so bad, which really rare down here in the Florida Keys for us to get fog, especially like this. And it had been this foggy all day. Right in here, had just exited the bow channel markers to cross Cudjoe Bay and had about 100 yards visibility, so I was still comfortable running in, up on plane, zooming in, but it soon thickened up even more where my visibility really shrunk down. Ended up bringing the boat down to idle speed to finish the trip in. Just was not comfortable running in. You can see how bad the visibility was here. Coming on in, so slowed down, made my way back into the dock, and once I finally got in the channel, the fog in a little closer to shore had lifted up and cleared up enough. Made it really nice. But again, ended up being a nice evening out on the water despite the fog on the run in and despite all the Barracuda. They ended up with two nice blackfin in the cooler on this particular evening, which was great. Always happy to have something back in. And you know, I enjoy catching the Barracuda. Don't usually keep them, but it was nice catching the fish. I do keep the Barracuda if I don't have a lot of bait in there, because I do chunk them up and toss it in for some good thick chum when I'm out going for mutton snapper and some big yellowtail. The next day, fog had lifted, cleared up, and my oldest daughter and I went back out for an evening run. Here I've got a spread of 5 rods out. I've got the outriggers out with 2 surface lures, and then I've got 2 Nomads. One's an 8-foot diver, another one's a 20-foot diver, and then I've got a big Rapala on the lure there on the left that goes down to 30 feet. Here we're straight over the top of the Wilkes-Barre again. You can see my daughter's clearing lines for me, and I got a fish on it. I thought for sure this one was going to be a nice Wahoo, because when it hit, it took off, spun the line for a little bit, and fought the whole way in. Typically with the Barracuda, from my experience, once you get them on, they'll fight for a little bit, but then they kind of give up and just come on in with the lure. This one kept fighting. You'll see it jump here right behind the boat here in just a second. You can see I just put the gaff on the back of the boat. I got that gaff out. I don't gaff the Barracuda because I didn't need any more for any bait, but thought for sure that you can see it just jump. Thought for sure I had a Wahoo on until I saw it jump and realized it was a Barracuda. So no need for the gaff. This one I bring in, and I do release these. A lot of people will still kill them, bring them in, chunk them up, but I've got lots of bonita in the freezer that I've picked up that I will cut up and use for chunk baits, chunk chumming, and I'll also use it when I'm deep drop fishing as well. So this guy, it's going to be his lucky day other than a really sore mouth for some big treble hooks in there. He will get released back out over the top of the wreck. But yeah, it was really the story the last couple of evenings out here over the Wilkes-Barre was catching some wrecks. I had a friend that was out earlier in the day. He'd been throwing live pilchers, chumming for tuna, and ended up getting tuna, but he said he had to fight through lots of barracuda before we finally started getting tuna coming up and getting on the boat. But anyway, still enjoyable. Just a beautiful evening and sea out here. Just one other boat out here at the wreck. They came over to see what we had online. They were wondering if it was a Wahoo as well. I'll give you a good close look at this guy here in just a second. But again, there it is. Get a nice mid-sized barracuda, not a monster, not a small one by any stretch. And you can see the lorry flipping out, but he's got that small little Nomad again. That was a 8 to 15-foot diving Nomad that I had on there, so not a super deep diving one. And cleared that. We reset the lines, and the very next pass over, got another fish on right away. This one was on the 30-foot diving Rapala. And brought this one in, but I knew this was going to be a barracuda right away because you can see it's not fighting at all, just coming straight in with the boat. A little smaller one than the last one, but again, another barracuda. A little disappointing. Was really hoping for Wahoo out here over the wreck or at least some more tuna, but again, not a tiny one, but a smallish barracuda. This guy, another lucky day for him where he got put back in the water, got tossed back out. And it's nice. I just dehook these guys, got a hold of the hook, and I just set him over, flip that hook out, and he is back in and going. So we trolled a couple more times. We ended up with a few more barracuda out over the top of the Wilkes-Barre, and that's all we were catching out here this particular evening. So after a few more passes, a few more barracuda, we decided to try and head back into the ledge on the reef in between American Shoals Lighthouse and the Maryland Shoals. We were trolling between 75 and 100 feet, really looking for either Wahoo or sailfish at the time. Didn't end it up with anything, but it was still just a beautiful night out on the water. It's also nice having the extra set of hands on the boat this evening. My daughter loves coming out. She loves driving the boat. She handles the boat really, really well. She knows how to keep it straight. She really knows how to turn when we've got a full spread of lures out. And managing the distance, never gets our lines tangled, just makes perfect turns with the boat every time. So it's really nice having that extra set of hands and somebody that really knows how to drive the boat well when I'm out here trolling. The other thing you'll notice is when I do have fish on with the extra set of hands, we keep that boat in gear, even at just an idle speed. Helps keep all those lines straight from crossing while we're fighting a fish. And she can also bring lines in if we've got an active fish that's crossing back and forth off the back of the boat, so we're not wrapping up lines. But it was really nice. You can see the sun is almost down. We are out here, again, 75 to 100 feet of water. We were just zigzagging back and forth, hoping for some evening bite of sailfish or Wahoo right on that ledge. They tend to come up and start feeding this time of evening. But again, we struck out in here and ended up bringing the lines in after about 30 minutes of no luck trolling it here, but just really enjoyed it. I love being in here because you can see all the watercolor changes with that shallower water. But here you can see just bring the lures in. It was enough of an evening. We had fun catching the barracuda, but it was time for us to head back in the dock. So got the lines in, heading on back in for a nice run back into the dock, and just another beautiful night on the water here in the lower Florida Keys. So even though did not get what we were targeting, it was still a whole lot of fun. And here, just coming back in, getting to the entrance of the bow channel, entrance into Cudjoe Bay, and then back into the dock in the evening. So perfect night on the water. So hope everybody, again, had a wonderful Christmas, enjoyed your week and your holiday. Have a wonderful New Year's, and we'll see you on the next episode of Lower Keys Living. Hopefully we will have some Wahoo or sailfish on the line to show you. Otherwise, we will show you whatever it is we catch and what we end up with, or if it's nothing, we show you that as well. Again, have a wonderful New Year's, and we'll see you on the next episode of Lower Keys Living. Thanks for watching.